Hey YouTube, thank you for joining me on my first video of 2021. We are here and we have made it so far. Let's keep going with this lockdown or quarantine or isolation, whatever your country is doing. Today I am going to be making a pizza, and I say it so hard with the T in the front because we're going to be putting it on pita bread. Now this pita already has a crack in it, and if you've seen my video on how to fold a pita for a sandwich, you're going to notice that my method is not conducive to use this type. So instead, I'm going to make a pizza out of it. It's going to be a little bit different than your typical pizza, but if you're on a plant-based diet, you'll know exactly what I'm doing. So stay tuned, let me gather ingredients and let's get this topped. In the meantime, I've already got the oven preheating for 375. That should give us a nice crispy crust pizza. Okay, well, I think my recording started already, so let me just tell you a little bit about, again, what we're making. We're going to be making pizza on a pita, and this is probably one of the easiest ways, even if you have to feed a multifamily for snack or like after school snack during your online training even. You can just go ahead and just make this up really quick. Again, I've just got a pita, and it is right on a cookie sheet. You can actually cook these right on the rack, but I'm going to use a cookie sheet for this demonstration, so to speak. I don't have very many ingredients as far as the toppings go. I'm just going to be doing onions, mushrooms, and a little bit of roasted red pepper. I like mushrooms on a pizza. You can put anything you want on it. In fact, you don't even have to make this plant-based if you don't want, as long as you have all the other ingredients. I also like a little bit of garlic powder, just because it just adds that certain something, especially with the mushrooms. It kind of just really pulls it all together. And I'm going to be using an Italian seasoning blend. Again, you know how much I hate blends of seasonings, because they're either very salty, they're either high in the cheapest seasoning that you could possibly get. This particular one is actually a blend of my own at this point. I keep just refilling the container, but it is an Italian seasoning. It pretty much has oregano, basil, marjoram. I don't even think there's anything else at this point. Yeah, maybe a little sage and rosemary, but not all that much. Now, I am out of tomato paste, and I'm also not going to be opening a jar of tomato sauce for this. So I'm going to be using a mix of ingredients, but one of the biggest ingredients that I'm going to be using for my base of the sauce is going to be shredded potato. Yes, if you are already vegan or plant-based, you know the importance of potato in a diet for that filling texture even. It's also a great alternative to your whole wheat pastas, rices, couscous, quinoa. The potato is also just a really good starchy side, if you will. I'm going to be using it as a base because I'm going to be making a sauce out of Indian tomato chutney, super spicy. I'm not going to be using a lot of this, and I'm going to balance the spice with this with a little bit of the sweetness of ketchup. Now this ketchup is a non-GMO, no cornstarch ketchup, so it's a little bit, it's not quite my favorite, but it is one of my favorite. I do look for that when I'm looking at ketchup. So if your ketchups have cornstarch in them, you're not going to be seeing me eat them. Then some salt and pepper to taste. So let's get started with just the sauce. I'm going to move this off to the side here. I'm going to add again, the shredded potato. And that's already been sauteed a little bit to soften it. I'm going to add, ooh, that was a lot of garlic. I smell that already. Okay, well, I won't be bitten by vampires today. Then plenty of your Italian seasoning and a hearty scoop of tomato chutney. The tomato chutney is kind of just like roasted tomatoes. It doesn't have much seasoning to it, but it is spicy. So it probably comes from like the paprika and the pepper. There is a little cumin in it, but it's not going to add too much flavor. Once mixed with the potato, it's going to cool. I don't want to say cool down, but the spice will mellow. Just give that a quick toss there. That looks good. Now there is a little bit of oil in the chutney, but I'm not oil free as of yet. And I don't know if I ever will be, because I plan on doing a series of videos that might actually tackle keto diet recipes, your Whole30 recipes, whatever the hip diet of the season is going to be. Again, this is January of 2021, and soon we'll all be going back to the gym to exercise, and we'll be on a diet, I hope, because I don't know about you, but I definitely gained the COVID-19. There's about a half a teaspoon of ketchup in that, so again, not very much. And I'm just going to stir it about and kind of like mash it in. I probably could have shredded the potatoes up a little finer to make more of a sauce, but it just smells amazing. Actually, the chutney is really got something to it. Okay. Yeah, I think that's all that I'm going to do with the sauce. I'm keeping it pretty simple. Again, just a little bit of the Indian chutney, the tomato chutney, with some of the ketchup to add a little sweetness to that sauce. If I did have tomato paste or tomato sauces, I would have used those instead. But today, I don't have them, and I'm not going out for extra ingredients. If you've been watching my Instagram, or if you viewed my Instagram, you see that I use the tomato skins from this particular tomato to make vegan bacon, which I may just show you how to do it here on YouTube. And just spread it around. Doesn't that almost look like pizza sauce? It doesn't look like pizza sauce, but it does look pretty tasty, honestly. Already, I know if I bake that up, it'll look really good. Okay, so I'm not putting cheese on this or any vegan cheese products, because they really contain like a lot of processed ingredients that I'm not a fan of. I'm just using very pretty much garden to table ingredients. Not my garden, of course, but it's too cold for that. It's January. There's nothing growing in my garden. Okay, weeds are growing in my garden. Now I'm just going to place out the onion. I don't really like a lot of onion, so I'm just going to put a little bit. I pretty much took one slice of onion and just chopped it up. But it will add for a good flavor. Okay. If you want your pita pizza to be softer, so like foldable slices, so to speak, you'll probably want to bake them at 350, not 375, because 375 gives you a good crisp edge, and that's what I'm going for. I kind of want more of like a cracker crust. And I'm going to add the mushrooms, because mushrooms are my favorite. I only sliced up one mushroom. I knew that there would be enough topping for the pizza so far. It's pretty evenly spaced. I'm kind of like a purist when it comes to evenly spaced pizza toppings. And the last little bit here is roasted red pepper. I had a jar of roasted red pepper just marinating in some oil. So that's what I'm just gonna put on, just for like a little peppery flavor. It looks mighty fine, mighty tasty. if you have green pepper, put green pepper on. If you have other vegetables, I can also tell you mashed chickpeas with the tomato chutney is really good. So if you wanted something a little creamier on your pita, you could. If you are not plant-based and you're doing this for like a breakfast pizza, you can still use the grated potato as the base. Take the entire, like 2 strips of bacon, rim the entire pizza with just the raw bacon, and then crack an egg in the middle, and then put it in the oven. The bacon will get crispy on the edge, and then the egg will cook in the middle. It's just something you can do, again, if you're not doing, if you're not plant-based. And again, because I'm doing a plant-based series, I'm trying to be as plant-based as possible. I'm just going to top this once again with some Italian seasoning to make it look the part of a pizza. Again, you can add cheese if you want. That's also delicious. And I'm just going to grate some salt on this. And some flavor. Okay, so here's some black pepper too, because why not, right? You can make this any way you choose. This one's the way that I'm making it today. Now I'm going to be popping this in the oven, probably take about 20-25 minutes, but you can do multiple of these all at once, and again, different toppings. It's perfect for again, if everybody wants something a little different, you can kind of get away with something a little different, and you're not eating a frozen pizza. That sounds terrible, frozen pizza. So this is a fresher version. I'm going to show you what it looks like before I bake it, and then I should be able to show you what it looks like after. Okay, so when I said 20-25 minutes, I might have over-exaggerated. It's about 15 to 20 for this particular pizza. It's nice and crisp already. I'm really excited to cut into this. I'm going to be using my OXO 4-inch pizza cutter for this. Now you can just use a regular knife and just cut it across, or just eat it kind of like is. But I'm going to slice it up. This one's great for home use. I'm going to say this 4-inch cutter, a great handle, great grip, and does just a wonderful job at cutting through the pizza. Now you can probably hear that crisp. I'm going to do maybe 6 slices. So you got to break through that crust, see, nice and crispy. Oh, I'm looking forward to this. It smelled so good in the oven, I almost couldn't wait to just eat it. Actually, it smelled like true pizza, you know, that cheesy deliciousness. Anyway, so I just cut it, and there's our first slice of pizza. It's straight out of the oven, so it's a little hot. Very good. Surprising that I was able to make like a sauce. Tastes more Italian. Oh, and there's the heat from that chutney, but it's not overwhelming. Again, it's a great way to use up your pita that come busted in a package. And that was really the whole idea of why I did this video. But also there's one other thing I want to mention, and I've neglected it all this time, like for the past year of filming classes, filming courses, teaching, and that is stay hydrated. You know, drink your water. It's important. So thank you for watching this video. Thank you for starting 2021 with me. And here's to your health and happiness and success.